Okay, I did something and you're going to think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. My family thinks I'm crazy, but it turned out so good. So I just have to share with you in this little impromptu video and let you think I'm crazy. But I do think it goes really well with our Handmade Christmas Home series. So I'm gonna wrap up the year by sharing this crazy thing that I did, and I hope it leaves you inspired. But anyway, this is what I did. Okay, so this little story I'm going to tell you is a classic example of if you give a mouse a cookie. So I just shared with you our beautiful tree that I've worked so hard on in our little living room Christmas tour. And then I changed it out. I literally took it down, added a new tree and new ornaments like a week before Christmas. So let me explain myself before you think I'm too crazy. So here's what happened. We always have a tradition of going to the mountains to cutting down a tree. And things were just so busy this year. We have a couple of teenagers and they just always seem to be gone. So we had a hard time finding an afternoon. Well, in order to kind of meet some of the deadlines for my holiday content and get it out early for you, we decided we just needed to go to Home Depot and buy a tree. And that is what I shared with you, is a live tree. And we bought that about a week before Thanksgiving, actually, and got it up as soon as possible so I could start making ornaments and sharing them with you. Anyway, we were getting close to Christmas and the kids were just feeling really sad that we never made it to the mountains. So we decided, let's just go. Maybe we'll find some tiny little puny tree, stick it in my daughter's room, stick it on the porch, maybe in the mudroom. I just thought we'll just get a little tiny tree, no biggie, no extra work, just plop up a cute, fresh evergreen tree and have the memories of going there and enjoying the beautiful winter wonderland that is in the mountains near our home. So we went. Here's what happened. My husband saw, we had lots of fun. We did lots of sledding, hiked through the snow. The kids complain a lot because it's hard to hike through snow that's up to your knees. But we just have so much fun. It was just absolutely beautiful up there this time of year. We've never gone when there was so much snow because we usually go earlier. But it was beautiful. We had fun, and the hubs sees a tree as we're driving away just across the road, and he says, I'll just go get that one. I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't even care. We'd made the memories. Kids were drinking hot cocoa, warm in the car, and he comes back, and it was no small feat. The snow was like up to his waist. But he comes back with the most beautiful mountain tree we have ever had, and it was huge. It's like 12 feet tall. And I just thought, what are we gonna do with that? But it was so beautiful. I couldn't resist. So my thought was, actually, the Home Depot tree that we got was so crispy. Having got it before Thanksgiving at a department store, I'm pretty sure they're cut down and actually sitting there already. So I really don't recommend getting a department store tree. You just don't know how fresh they are. But I mean, it was worrying me all the time. I just imagined house fires and all the horror stories. It was as dry as a bone. So I decided, you know what? We'll just quickly take the ornaments down, put in this new beautiful tree, put the same ornaments that I worked so hard on back up, and that was going to be it. But as we took the ornaments down, I don't know if this resonates with any of you. Probably not. But I literally thought, what's the point of putting the same ornaments on? It's like pulling everything out of a room, wanting to refresh things, but then putting everything back. It didn't make sense to me. So my poor husband, he went and got all new bins of Christmas decor that we did in the past. And I've never shown this on YouTube because I made these ornaments when my two oldest were super little. We only had 2 kids, and they were like a baby and a toddler, and we were dirt poor, and I made these ornaments. I really wanted to do a theme. It was like my first creative Christmas, I guess, and we had no money to buy new ornaments, so I made them. We made them all, pulled out some nostalgic ones that my husband's mom had made. Anyway, that was Christmases years ago, and I came up with a theme called A Way Back When Christmas. I wanted everything I made for the tree to be kind of vintage inspired. That's just always what I'm inspired by and always has been. But I wanted us to think about a Christmas way back when things were just simple, basic, nostalgic. So, and I went with like a country red with whites and browns. It was really fun. I just remember those years fondly. But we haven't pulled those ornaments out for probably 10 years. And my two youngest kids have never seen them. So since we had all these ornaments down, I just thought, why don't we go grab the way back when ornaments and put them up. It was really fun to see my kids. I mean, they thought I'd absolutely lost it. Like a week and a half before Christmas, and I'm redecorating our already incredibly beautiful tree. Anyway, this is not something I recommend, by the way. I'm not here to inspire you to take down your tree and redecorate. That is not a good idea. But honestly, it only took us like 2 or 3 hours to take it down, swap everything. I actually got to organize some bins while I was at it. So I don't know, it wasn't that bad. Don't recommend it. But since I did it, I thought I would share with you these cute ornaments. And I shared these on my blog. It was just a baby blog. Didn't know what I was doing. I don't know if blogging was really a thing back then, but I shared each ornament that we made for this way back when Christmas theme. And I'll link to some of it. They're horrible pictures. It's horribly written. They probably don't do my blog any favors, but I can't take them down because it's so memorable. But I had so much fun putting these up and just remembering way back when our kids were little, when we made these, and the really sweet memories they hold. So let's have another look at a handmade Christmas home. All right, here is a look at our new 12-foot tree. We have 12-foot ceilings and it's going all the way to the top. And our mountain trees are just sparse here. I mean, they don't get big and full, but this tree is like shaped to perfection. Like they have the open spots between the clusters of branches, almost perfectly spaced. I mean, we just don't get this ever. I was just blown away that we found this beautiful tree in our mountains, and I couldn't resist. So let me show you what I made so many years ago. First of all, I made this tree skirt, and I made it reversible, and it's got kind of a ruffled edge. I'm really sad though, because that's the reverse side. This red kind of bled through, so this has a bit of a red tint I can't get out. But isn't that a fun idea? A reversible ruffled tree skirt. It's so cute. Kind of this country red. It's like a red with black undertones, but so cute. So here are some of the ornaments that we made. I got these little wooden gingerbreads and just painted them myself. They're one of my favorites. Okay, these sleds, I actually did a tutorial on my blog, these popsicle stick sleds. I think they're so cute. I painted them that deep burgundy red. These yarn balls I thought was such a brilliant idea. I just got 2 colors of yarn and wrapped them up around a styrofoam ball. So some of them have seen better days. I need to kind of tighten them a little bit. So I did different kinds of whites and browns, kind of varied the color of yarn, but they just have this sweet homemade look that I think is kind of charming. So there's that. All right, then I really love vintage Christmas art, and I always have. So way back when, I found some really vintage prints online, and my husband just cut out a slab of wood to each picture dimension. And I pasted it on there, kind of sanded the edges to give it even more of a little rustic look. He put holes in it so I could hang some twine. I also mixed in, there were these wood plaques at like probably a craft store, and I painted those so it's more of a framed picture. but they're really cute. There's some vintage Santa art and pretty little family scenes. So that's one of my favorites. Oh, and this is one that we made for gifts one year. I think I put that on my blog too. But it has this pretty little nativity scene. So this was a cute gift idea. Anyway, aren't they fun? These little plaques and pictures, vintage art. Just makes the tree really interesting to look at. Okay, then these might look familiar. So we did the paper chain out of aged paper that we made by putting milk on it and cooking it. Well, years ago I did kind of the same idea, and I printed off the sheet music and just aged it and then rolled it up. So those are really cute. I'm trying to find another one. Silent Night. I think on these ones I actually got like a lighter and burnt the edges a little bit. So that looks pretty cool. Just rolled it up and tied it with a string. The other thing, oh, this one's just sitting here, that we made were these little brown paper packages tied up with string. Isn't that cute? It's just a little styrofoam square. I wrapped it with brown wrapping paper and tied it up. You can just set them on the branches or use a hanger. We also made, my husband made these little tops, little spinning tops as an ornament. Super cute, out of wood pieces from like the craft store. And then we have these little drums that we made. I think it's like a wooden spool, and then I just glued string to make it look like a drum. Isn't that cute? These are super sweet. So my husband's mother-in-law would make these for every grandbaby when they were born and Christmas came around. She also made one for us when we got married. But it's Baby Jerry, first Christmas, 2014. So those go really well with this look. First Christmas, Baby Shay. Just so adorable. Now, I did keep out some of the same ornaments because I thought they went with it. So we have the yarn stars that I made this year. And then of course we're hanging the linen stockings back on the tree. And I think they actually look really good in here, just tucked in. So also we're including the Names of Christ clay ornaments. I just think it all goes really well together. I have my little bells on there still. So it's a bit of a mix and match. Oh, this one's like my absolute favorite. It's this little block, and I think I found it like in a clearance section at the craft store. And then I painted it the colors for the Way Back When theme. Isn't that so cute? That's probably my favorite one right there. Something I did when Pinterest wasn't really a thing and I was so proud of, I just made little strips of fabric and tied them into bows. They don't have the long tails like is popular now, but they're just little bows sitting in the tree. I just thought it was super sweet and something maybe they would have done way back when there wasn't a Hobby Lobby. So there's those little bows here and there. I gotta do a correction. My kids are laughing at me. I think I said my husband's mother-in-law. Sorry. My mother-in-law, my husband's mother, made these. So anyway, this little teddy bear I think was like something a neighbor gave us, as well as these. Like, this is just very nostalgic, affordable, lots of fun little things. But let me tell you about these sparse trees. I love them so much because you can kind of layer in your ornaments. If you remember like the tree that we got from Home Depot, you can really only set it on the outside of the tree. So I love the mountain trees because you can really tuck stuff in there and it just has more dimension. Oh, one year I saved up my pennies and I got little cranberry picks and I would stick those in the tree. I think that adds a nice little splash of color. But that isn't something I had the first year I did this, but it was something that I saved up for to try to afford to do later on. Oh, here is my favorite one. We made a bunch, but I don't know what's happened to them, which makes me sad. But it's this cute wooden candy cane that my husband made when he had like hardly, sorry, I'm not gonna focus, hardly any wood tools. So he did a lot of this by hand. but I think that's really cute. That's one of my favorites. One other thing about these sparser mountain trees is I hate the look of the cords from lights, because you can just see all the cords. So I don't like that about that. So that's when we decided to get these little candle lights, and we've had them on our trees for many years, except for this last one. We did get a string of lights for the Home Depot tree because you could hide them easily enough. But I just think those lights look a lot better, and very old world, I guess. So we always use those battery operated candle lights. It's nice because it's just a push of the button and they turn on. When we pack them away, we always take the batteries out and the light bulb off. We have found that they'll last the next year better. Well, let me show you this. One of my daughter's friends' moms made this cute ornament for her one year. I think that's really pretty, like a quilted. Here's another random one, a little mini book. I must have just picked these up here and there when I saw them and felt like they went with this theme. But so there's the new tree. I would love to hear what you think. Do you like this look better than our blue and white tree that I already showed you this year? Do you like the more sparse mountain tree? Do you like this way back when theme better? Or do you think I should just left well enough alone and kept with the other ornaments that I made? Anyway, it's kind of fun. So this is when I told my husband, if you give a wife a new Christmas tree, she's gonna want to redecorate the mantle. So it was pretty easy. Actually, the paper whites that I had up here, they've bloomed and they weren't looking as pretty. I actually filmed that stuff and had those growing long before I posted the video, so they were past their prime, so it was kind of good to take them down. And the kids were kind of complaining about not being able to see the TV through the paper whites. But anyway, I've had this garland for years after I did, I think, a job with Balsam Hill many years ago. So it's a pretty garland. It's fake, but it looks really pretty up there. It's kind of flocked, has the lights through it. And then I had the Old World blue stocking up here to go with the other colors. So I just swapped out for our black cherry red in the middle. But I think that white and the red and the grain sack look really nice together as well. So I didn't change everything. I mean, my decoration was really pretty simple this year anyway. So, you know, a week before Christmas, I just swapped out the tree and the mantle. That's all. Well, that's what I did. I thought I would share it with you, even if you do think I'm crazy. But what I actually think is going to happen now is we might leave this tree up through the New Year's. We're usually so anxious to take it down because we usually get our tree before Thanksgiving, even in the mountains, because of blog deadlines and whatnot. So this is actually going to be fresh for a long time. So we might leave it up and enjoy it for a couple more weeks after Christmas, which is not normally what we do. Usually the day of Christmas on that night, my husband and I are going crazy with the clutter, and this is like a firebomb. So we usually take it down Christmas night while the kids are playing, or the next morning. I think we're just gonna slow down and enjoy it this year. So anyway, I would love to hear what you think. I know it is a very crazy idea, but I had to show you anyway, because this is a lot of handmade Christmas home inspiration as well. And who knows, this was really fun for me to get out again. Very nostalgic for me. It might show up next year again too. I don't know. I should probably not make that prediction because my mind will change, but at least now my two younger kids got to see these ornaments. They are loving them after they told me I was crazy, but it's a lot of fun. So anyway, friends, this is gonna be the last video I filmed for you before Christmas. And then I'm taking a few weeks off to just enjoy the season and slow down. I've cranked out a lot of content in the last 2 months, and I hope you've enjoyed it and found lots of inspiration. But now I'm gonna pull back and just hunker down and enjoy the season with my family. And I hope you do too. So thank you so much for joining me and seeing my crazy idea and sporadic decisions. And I wish you a very Merry Christmas. We will talk very soon in the new year, and I can't wait to share some fun, new, fresh organization and planning and home content with you. I have lots of good ideas that are brewing in my head, but I'm gonna let them sit, relax, enjoy the season, and I will talk very soon and be back to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home. Merry Christmas.